What about my love? Wasn't it enough? Just let me know so I can hold you close.
After an embarrassing loss to the
They
Green
got
Bay
their
Packers
cheeks clapped, bro. That's what happened.
at home. Keep in mind, Dallas had not lost. Dallas was on a 16-game home streak, win streak at home, and then they get absolutely shellacked by the Green Bay Packers. They haven't been in the championship game since '95, almost 29 years. Sufficient. I ask you, is it time for Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones to clean house?
Yes. It's Dak is Dak a top 10 quarterback in the league? Probably.
Yes.
So, it's hard to say like you should just move on from Dak, but man, you're just proving it wrong. Like the streak continues and he's still not successful in the playoffs. He threw 2 picks against the Packers. He hasn't thrown 2 picks in a game all year this year. Like I really just don't get it. It's like they're cursed, but I feel like you do have to make a change. It's just at some point, and maybe you get some value from him to where you can. It's hard to though. Like I said, he's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL in the regular season. He just is, and the team around him is really, really good. The defense is nasty, and in playoffs, I don't know where it goes.
In the
I
playoffs,
don't
they
know.
can't tackle.
Yeah, and the only so like if you ask me, because this, I thought about this when Mike Vrabel was fired. If you ask me if I think that Vrabel will ever win a Super Bowl, I'd probably say no with the Titans. And if you ask yourself with Dak,
that was a stupid firing, by the way. I don't know what Tennessee was
I
thinking
do
about
too,
letting go
but
of
like I
Vrabel.
said, if the answer was no, like ask Dak, is Dak going to win a Super Bowl ever at the Cowboys? I would probably say no.
No.
So move on. That's what it comes down to because they have.
So
really
are you
high
just
expectations.
cleaning out? Are you just moving on from Dak, or are there more? Like when I say clean house, I mean like Dan Quinn as well. Mike McCarthy. Are we moving on from Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb? Not saying that all these guys are going, but I'm just throwing out names.
I think you move on from Mike McCarthy, and I think you probably move on from Dak and try to get. I don't know. Start fresh. You could get one in a trade, but you could also draft somebody. It depends who comes in and what they want to do. But CeeDee is young, Pollard is young, and Parsons is young. Like the whole team, a lot of the key players are young. So I wouldn't completely clean house. It's not like they're like I bring it up again, the Titans. But
When you say Parsons, do you
time.
mean this? When you say Parsons, do you mean this Micah? I don't know who the hell Micah is.
Yeah, Micah Parsons. Yep.
I don't know who Micah is. Anyways.
But
yeah, I agree. It's time to clean house. I really do think though, however, yes, defense did not have a good game, but your defense has been your strongest suit. It's always been a top 3. And I get what he was like as a head coach, man, but if Dan Quinn leaves, oh boy, that's going to be great for whatever team, and that's going to be awful for Dallas because of that defense. I mean, Dan Quinn has had a top 3, top 5 defense since he's been their defensive coordinator every year. I don't know, man. I think you probably have to move on from Dak, and I do think that you need to get. I was never a fan of the Mike McCarthy hire. Well, I mean, I was because I'm an Eagles fan, so I was like, all right, cool. They're not going to go anywhere. We're good. I mean, just one Super Bowl with prime Aaron Rodgers. Come on, man. That's all you could muster. I get it's a team sport, but like that's all you could do, man. I don't know, bro, but it's time to go. That especially with impending contracts coming from Dak, Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, because he should be. This should be his 5th year. Coming up, I believe.
This year is his 4th year. Right now, this is his 4th. And then next year will be his 5th. So yeah, he's on a contract here.
Yeah. Okay. So this is kind of like his contract year. Micah Parsons, he's got a couple more years, but you've got these contracts coming up. Deron Bland just had a great season, so now you got to add his contract through. Your offensive lineman's getting old, and Zach Martin, so you're gonna need money for that. It's just
Tyron Smith is made of fucking. Sorry, Tyron Smith is made of sand.
Logan.
My bad, dog.
Anyways, yeah. Long story short, it's time to go, man. But even then, I don't think I've said it. It will not matter as long as Jerry Jones is there. But yeah, that's pretty much my take on it. Logan, what about you?
I think there should be a rule, right, where you have your championship level team ready. If you can't do it within like 5 to 8 years, it's probably not going to happen at all.
Well, they haven't done it in 29 years.
Yeah. So Dak has
What's
been
the
doing
timeline on that?
Dak's been doing his thing for over 5 years. You set your defense up well. You got Dan Quinn 28-3. You brought Mike McCarthy in. There's not a lot left that you can really do. You're not going to get through the 49ers because they pantsed you as well. So it's like at this point, just get a fresh, clean slate and see if you could become better the next time. I'm sorry. Dallas, with the way they're set up now, is not going to win a Super Bowl. I don't care who they get in as head coach. I don't care if it's Bill Belichick. They're not going to win a Super Bowl with the way their team is set up now because they've had chance after chance after chance after chance. It's not going to happen. They couldn't even get past Jimmy Garoppolo's 49ers. Like, did they even make the playoffs that year? Bro, but, it is what it is, man. Dallas needs to move on. It's time to start over. You traded for Trey Lance. Maybe you want to have a wild card year and see what happens with him. And I don't mean wild card playoffs. I just mean like a crazy season. Just roll with Trey Lance and see what happens for a season. Maybe you get some, maybe you don't. You suck the next year. You draft your quarterback. You get a new head coach. You get a new GM. Jerry Jones is going to go. He cannot be in charge of general manager duties anymore.
Well, yeah, but then even then, it's going to go to his son. Like the whole Jones family needs to go. It's like the Maras. The Mara family needs to go. The Jones family needs to go. Everybody just needs to go.
Yeah. So Dallas, clean house. I mean, you're not going to be able to pay Dak and Micah and Deron Bland and Trayvon Diggs
Lamb
and CeeDee Lamb. And
now
Trey Smith.
I was about to say, I know he didn't do much, but Tony Pollard's on contract now, so are you trusting? What's that dude's name? Northwestern. Hall.
Yeah.
What's his first name?
Evan.
Thank you. Yeah, are you trusting Evan Hall to be
What about Deuce
running back
Vaughn?
one or Deuce Vaughn? Yeah. You trusting Vontae Turpin to be like a main weapon, not on special team? There's just too much questions. But yeah.
Yeah, that's why you got to win it when your team is young. You can't try to win it.
Yeah,
on a contract, after a contract year, you got to win it. All these Dak was already on a contract. CD is on his 4th year. Pollard's on a contract year. Parsons is going to be on his contract year next season. That's why you got to try to win it when your team is set up within the first 2 to 3 years of each of those players' contracts. You can't wait until the 5th year of each player because you're not going to bring all of them back. It's not mathematically possible unless it's baseball, and it's not baseball. The salary cap exists.
Yeah.
So, Dallas is done. Yeah, bro. Because the Giants would have been a Super Bowl champion by now.
I think we could say that about a lot of teams, to be honest.
Yeah.
The Panthers would have been a Super Bowl team by now. Brown, Jad, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, it's just it's going to be interesting to see. They'll probably have another double-digit win season, 12-win season, and then still be a wild card exits next year. It's the same song and dance every year. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. We'll There's technically a part 2 of this question that we'll get to later, but